Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com. In this video, I want to give you an update of what is going on and where I'm currently at with treatment and what's about to happen also. But before I begin, please hit subscribe down below and hit the bell for notifications so you know when I put out a new video. So there's been a lot of stuff happening, right? Finally. There's been a lot of waiting also, and that's been the toughest part about this. And in my last video, you probably heard me talk about living in limbo or living in medical limbo, and that's really, there's a lot to be said about that because there's so much of just that. You're just waiting. You're waiting on so many aspects, and usually there's a lot of moving parts when you are going through treatment, and when you're, and even as a survivor, there's a lot of things that are happening. And as a patient, you're really trying to figure out all, just the direction that you're going, and trying to figure out how you can add a little bit of just normalcy or a little bit of just structure to it. And it's really hard because everything kind of drops at moments where you start to feel maybe a little bit comfortable in your routine, and next thing you know, you got a doctor's appointment, or you got a PET scan, or a CT scan, or you got infusion or radiation. And that is where it really gets hard, and it's really hard for a lot of people to make it happen. That's why cancer is really not a, it's not one to really mess with. When you get, and that's what I think a lot of people don't understand, is there's, this obviously the stigma of cancer. When you get it, it's like, there's still that stigma still around of like it's almost a death sentence, which isn't necessarily the case. But there are some definite cancers out there that really can be just that, are death sentence. But there's been a lot of good things that have happened in the last 10, 15, even 20 years that are making it a lot easier and getting a little bit better survival rates with how Western medicine works. So with that said, like in this video, I really wanted to kind of tell you and fill you in of what is going on. And right now, we finally, yesterday was the 16th, October 16th, and I finally was able to sit down with my transplant doctor and a radiologist in Denver at University Hospital, and really kind of start to get my head wrapped around everything that's going on. It's been really difficult because after my last treatment, I had that allergic reaction, and then that just threw my entire treatment regimen out the window, which I'm actually okay with, because it was looking to be really a long, arduous journey with poison, essentially. And that's why I'm kind of cool with that, not having to do that entire regimen anymore. We ended up doing the PET scan about 2 weeks later, because that's kind of how it all kind of worked. And then we finally got this meeting that happened yesterday with my transplant team and the radiologist down at University Hospital. And it's a good thing, because I've been doing all my work in Edwards, up in the mountains in Colorado, and from an oncology standpoint, these Shaw is great. They're very good at breast cancer and some other stuff, but maybe not necessarily lymphoma per se, which is fine. It's all good. And we would have probably done a similar type of treatment moving forward, but I really am feeling like I wanted to do something and work with kind of people that are dealing with this all the time. And the lady that is doing the lymphoma, so I'm going to go into, so let me backtrack a little bit. Sorry. So I've decided, it's been decided that I'm going to do some radiation, and we're gonna try to just knock this out of the park altogether. And because we caught the lymphoma so early, we feel and believe that we can do that with doing radiation, and then just keeping an eye on it for years to come afterward. There's always going to be that little bit of what now, right? So it has been decided. It looks like it's going to be about a 5-week treatment period. Monday through Friday, I'll have about a 15-minute radiation period every day, and for 5 weeks, and then essentially kind of go from there. And that's that's kind of it in a nutshell. I'm feeling indecisive, I guess, a little bit, because one, I've never done radiation, so I don't know. I didn't do radiation in my past and during my original diagnosis and through that part of treatment, and so I'm a little nervous, to be real honest with you. I'm actually not a little, I'm really nervous. There's some risk to go on, because it's not just some lymph nodes here and there. I mean, I have a massive spot right around my heart that is kind of where this thing continues to keep popping up. And so we're looking at trying to get it, and it's going to be real close to my heart. And I'm my fears, I'm going to have some heart damage, because it came up in my lung. It kind of spread into my upper right lobe of my lung. I have fear that I'm going to lose some lung function. I mean, there's just a lot of different things. There's other little organs and stuff that kind of wrap up in your upper mediastinum here, and so I'm nervous. I'm frustrated, because I just don't know, so I'm scared, and so there's all the above. There's fear, there's some anger and frustration, just because it's like I'm going through this again, and part of me just is, I think the anger really just comes from, why does the medical world continue to do this to people, man? I know it's a $1 trillion industry, so that's the biggest reason, and that's where my frustration, my anger kind of really comes from, because this shouldn't be happening, period, is my feelings about it. But nonetheless, so radiation. So tomorrow, Friday the 18th, I will be going down to Denver to get set up for my harness, which we'll use during the treatment to kind of keep and hold me in place. So everything that's going to be happening is going to be happening in my above my diaphragm, essentially. So from about mid-chest through my neck is where the radiation is going to be happening, because that's where the lymphoma looked like it was happening on my PET scan. And I'm going to go get fitted for this harness, and then I have about a week and a half before anything really starts to progress. I got to figure out where I'm going to stay down there. Hopefully I can stay somewhere close, and for 5 weeks. I mean, it's just, there's no easy way around it, but I'll get some info about that tomorrow, and hopefully we'll just be able to kind of get this whole show on the road sooner than later. But on the upside of all this, there is a good chance that we might be able to knock this out of the park, and I may not have to deal with this ever again. Obviously my risks are high due to going through treatment, having chemotherapy, and will be doing radiation. So those are the things that I'm aware of, and whatever. So I might have some other complications down the road, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm doing everything I can to make myself feel as good as I can and to be in the best shape of my life, I'm definitely on even more of a mission now to really put myself into such a physically fit part of my life, and just be as good and as strong as I possibly can, especially after going through all this. So anything and everything can be on the chopping block as far as how am I going to get there. You know, it's just going through this for the second time is really it's a big kick in the pants, man. It's tough, and you know, I feel like I've been doing good, and I've been trying to display that to you guys, letting you know that, you know, it's okay. Yes, I am dealing with some emotions and some frustrations and some anger, and you know, all those feelings that happen along the way, and I try to share them with you all. So that's kind of where I'm feeling, that's kind of where I'm at. And yeah, I'm gonna be looking to be in Denver probably through most of November and maybe the first week into December. So yeah, just ready to kind of get this done and get into a point to where I can feel like, you know, when I kind of get back into semi-normal life again, I'm feeling strong, and I'm feeling ready to kind of tackle on the next challenges that are facing me. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's how I'm feeling. And if you have any questions, I don't know a lot about the radiation side of it. Obviously, I'm honestly going to dive into this and get to know it a little bit more, just because I'm going through it. Two, I just, for me to kind of deal with the fear and the anxiety that comes along with a new type of treatment, I need to know about it. I need to read and research a little bit about it and spend some time just really understanding kind of everything that comes along with it. So that's where I'm at. That's where things are, and I'll fill you guys in as I learn more about this bit. People that I know that have gone through radiation have had really good results and success with it. So there are parts and pieces to this that I can look forward to, that I can base some hope on, and that's kind of the spot and the way that I'm moving forward with it. So yeah, if you have any questions, hit me in the comment section below, and just want to let you guys know I really appreciate your time and energy into watching the videos, and just thank you. Really, thank you guys for everything, and I will see you on the next video.